motion to accept the minutes.
Motion?
I second it.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes passed. So we're going to call on for public comment. Charlie?
I'd like to talk about the bylaws.
Okay.
Want to do it now or wait?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Public comment. You want there or you want a podium?
You want
I don't want.
We'll give you a podium.
a microphone?
I get my
Wait,
lecture
you want a
sitting
spotlight?
No. I've reviewed these and I got several recommendations. Some of them are minor. The first paragraph under section 2 of Article 1 says responsibilities and efficiency. I think to be congruent, they need to be either singular or plural, both of them. If you go down into Article 2, in the table down there, that still has the old numbers in it. Should be changed to 2, 1, and 1 instead of 2, 2, and 1. On the next page, I would suggest that the vice chair be added as a position. I know you fill that, but it's not stated in the bylaws. Yeah, in the bylaws. In section 1, that last word there, where it says recommendations and registered updates,
On Article 3 or Article?
Article 3.
Section one.
Okay.
In the code, it says monthly updates, not regular updates. In section 3 of Article 3, it uses the word board instead of committee or commission. It's a little confusing as what you mean by that. Then it does not really talk about terms of council members that are on. So, to clarify, should that be included in the bylaws? It appears that they serve for a period of 4 years. And I would assume then 2 consecutive 4 years if we elect. That's the suggestions I have. The other thing I will note is the officers have not been elected for a year and a half. They should be re-elected.
Thank you for that, those updates and that your input there. We'll discuss that as we, well, revenue, after the revenue update. Anything else? Okay.
Ready? Okay. For the revenue update section, you have with you a table showing non-property tax recurring revenue as well as the property tax collections. February non-property tax revenue was less than expected. Local option sales tax were nearly $300,000 less than the same period last year, and state sales taxes were about $80,000 less than last year in the same period. Non-property tax revenue is averaging 2.43% higher than at the same period last year. We have collected $546,000 more in non-property tax revenue than we had at the same time last year. There are some signs, and you guys probably see them yourselves in different things. There are some signs of a soft, sluggish or cautious spending in our community. This isn't exactly a warning light situation, but it is a caution light situation, especially as we consider budgeting for next year and also what resources we have to spend even in this year. Property tax collections are in line with the same period. Last year, we've collected about $455,000 more than at the same time last year, and there are about $1.85 million left in property tax to collect. And I can try to answer any questions about that if you have them. I was reading this morning, JP Morgan put out a thing, and, you know, some of these declines that we're seeing are representative across the spectrum right now. There's just a little uncertainty, and especially big ticket spending is what people are seeing, so, anyway,
Thank you.
sure.
Questions, comments? Sure we'll be talking more about that. Budget amendments,
First budget amendment is number 49, to recognize a $10,000 donation from Love and Truth Church for the purchase of a canine officer. I think it's a dog, not a person. And that was a very generous donation.
Depends on how you look at it. People see their dogs.
Well, I mean, I've told you that my parents treat that German Shepherd better than they ever did me or Samuel at the same age. He's been to the doctor more than we've been. Well, I got a video I'll show you.
where you talk back.
A little bit. He'll give you some lip or some snarl.
I'll make a motion on that one.
Second?
I make him second?
No, I'm asking for a second. No, I'm,
Like a statement.
He made like, yeah,
Like
I'll make a
second?
second.
and then if I got required,
I'm like, what you gotta get the church? No,
And the dog.
but then it was funny because Dave just kind of looked up at me like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
Like,
went
well,
for
I know
it.
you're about to call for the vote.
Right, but he said
well,
second.
I'm still looking for a second.
So
Yeah.
whichever one you want to put
Second,
down, either me
either
or
one.
Johnny, we both seconded it.
You-
Unanimous second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. The second budget amendment is to recognize $31,758 in reimbursement from West Tennessee Healthcare to offset the cost of the Sound Thinking Shot Spotter system in their part of the world. We got, it was actually a $35,000 check, but in order to make the budget right, we only had to do a $31,000 amendment.
Where's the other two?
It's already been, we already collected it. It was already in that revenue account for some reason.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Okay.
It's good that time.
You allowed me, I missed out on that. Second question mark? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Budget Committee bylaws.
So the ordinance that changed the makeup of the ordinance committee adopted in 2023, that was 2023-17.5, provided that there be 3 council members and 4 members of the public. Previously, it was 2 and 5. The revision that we presented to you actually made that correction. Obviously, I would ask you, you can do one of 2 things. You can vote to adopt the revision as we have it, and then we can bring this back with a couple of edits. And again, or we can just put this off and bring it back with all the edits after we run that through legal, if you would
I want
prefer.
to add one more. I have a question.
Okay.
On the secretary, is the secretary necessarily a member of this committee, or is it Markeisha, or?
It says the city council secretary, which is Markeisha,
Okay,
so shall be the secretary for the committee.
thank you. Comments?
I say we go ahead and then make a motion to accept this and come back with the edits that he discussed. Go back.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Can I add one more?
Yes.
I remembered that.
Well,
In the,
Did you remember?
well, there's a run-on sentence here somewhere. Where it says continuing form, and I think it's section 2. Article 1.
Which section?
2 of Article 1.
Section 2, Article 1, there's like, it says, it's section 1, Article 2.
Hmm?
It says, no current employee of the city shall be appointed to serve on the committee. Former employees must have 2 years removed from the employment, et cetera. I think that should be 2 citizens. Not a big deal.
Did we vote on it? Did we vote on it already?
Mhm.
No.
No, we didn't.
No, we voted to adopt it, take this one,
There's the vote, was the vote called?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
and then
and then they'll come back.
it's gonna come back.
I thought, probably had me confused. He has me confused.
All right, Tyler Munis.
Were you fixing to say something, sir?
No,
Okay.
just that word, it triggers me.
Which one, Tyler
Tyler.
or Munis?
Both,
Is it like, anyway, I'm sorry.
Use separately or together?
either way.
We have completed budget training for all departments and financial staff, including the mayor, who loved his training. He was
It was,
riveting, wasn't it?
it was.
HR is continuing to train on their payroll and benefit projection process. The software will do that, where previously we had those giant spreadsheets. The software will actually do the projections, and they will be more accurate than what we've had. And HR is continuing to do that. Feedback on the training and the process has been great. I have been incredibly encouraged by the level of engagement from our departments, and some of them are honestly excited. We had the vendor fair yesterday. I saw Frank there. I had to leave, but what was fun in the vendor fair is I had people that came up to me that had not met me in person, and but I was on the Zoom with them, sometimes, and I was on the Zoom.
The Zoom.
I know you caught that, Mayor.
I
Yeah.
did. I was
I was on the Zoom with them, and they were happy to actually see me in person, and they told me that they were enjoying it, and they've got confidence in the system and the way that's going to work, and so I'm glad that we're able to get that process going.
So is there a time when they start, or are they starting it?
They have to have their budgets, their initial budgets submitted by Monday or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday is
Yeah,
good.
and
I've got
then-
some
so
folks
then
that are
we'll
going to be
start
late.
Review that, and kind of the plan is, so we're not just, the past, we've internally worked on it and then presented as finished of a product as we can to the council. And so I'm gonna get with Nathan, to see if we can get some sort of, document to present to you all in the council on the front end, go, hey, this is where we're starting, not where we're ending, just to kind of show you the process of what we do internally. Cause I think there was a, perception that, we just threw some numbers at a wall and presented it, which is not the case. And so we're gonna show you how the sausage is made this year before you get to the voting, part of it. And so we'll do that in kind of a non-editable document so we can present it to you and show you the steps of what goes on internally before it's presented for a vote.
Chairman, one question I have is all of this gonna be, the department heads submitting inside Munis?
Mhm.
So there's no external tallying,
No, sir.
whatever, it's all inside the system?
That is correct.
Perfect, good.
And when we actually apply that, it is a matter of just basically saying, post this budget.
Right.
There's not any transcription, there's no opportunity for error. If it's on the screen, that's what we get.
Yeah.
So,
And then once, it comes to me or Nathan and we make edits and it shows who made the edits and
Right.
keeps a track of it all.
Yeah.
So instead of me having to last year on spreadsheet color code
Correct.
of my, I think 4 or 5 is first one was green, second was blue, and so we get to actually know the time.
So this is gonna be the very first
Yes.
budget that's built inside Munis?
yes, sir.
So will it be, just wondering, will it be like this long, because our sheet was like really wide.
Oh, yeah, the capital sheet was really wide, and then you look at it was just a bunch of these pages, but that's a great question.
You're going to have a sheet that's going to show you the department request or the final request. It's going to show you the 25 budget, the 25 actual. It's going to show you a variance number just like you've seen before, but it is going to be generated by the system.
I thought you were, I'm sorry. You'll get finally something like other modern cities do, where Ron and Nathan are working on a budget book, and so you actually get a budget
That'll be
book
nice too,
presentation as well.
And it's going to be, the other thing that you will have is a tremendous amount of detail if you want it over the capital justifications. because they are entering that, and some of them have written paragraphs to say why they need this thing. And that's gonna be good for you at least. And the other thing that was encouraging to me is to see the thought that they're putting into this, and that thought is reflected in the way that they explain the thing and the justification for it. And that's, you know, that's encouraging. And are we moving to budget process? Can I, is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you know, our intention, as the mayor said, is to have department requests completed by next week. Payroll and benefit projections will be complete, I hope, shortly after that. Working through the finance administration review through now through the mid to late April. We'll get a document on the front end, as the mayor said, to show you where we start. Budget hearings late April through May. And then I think in the past, and again, this is my first time doing this with y'all, I think in the past you guys have generally had your first reading at the regular meeting in June, and then you had a call meeting for the second reading. Is that what they've done? That's basically what we're looking at. And, I mean, we are gonna have a budget by June 30th. Now,
Say that, don't do that.
I'll cross my fingers, whatever.
Get up there and tap dance on the wood.
This committee will have some work to do, and it's gonna be so much fun, because everybody loves to budget.
We're all excited.
I can tell,
Yeah.
I can tell.
So will we have department heads coming and speaking like before?
During the budget hearings, we'll have that.
On
Yeah.
city council, full council.
Mhm.
will have
Is
that.
there a way that we can,
So
because
we'll do
it was
so-
like we were just informed about stuff.
So last year was an outlier because we were so late in the budget because of
Mhm.
everything. And so during what we normally have as budget hearings, it was just basically a conversation about the Capitol because there was not really
Right.
a firm budget. So this year will actually be budget hearings like we've done in the past of splitting up still in 2 days of departments to come talk about their budget, ask questions, you know, look at what they need. If there's any, you know, material changes, they can talk about that. And so, we've told them there should not be any major material changes in the budget from this past year.
So we're spending April and May in budget hearings.
Yeah, so we'll try to get it down, keep it down into 2 days, you know, two
Okay.
half days to where we're not having those marathon meetings, for the council.
They'll have snacks for that?
No, we have Diet Coke and Opportunity.
Just
And we're
asking.
throwing some coffee.
Okay, they're just
And we
asking.
have water as well.
Yeah, good Jackson water. I like, yeah.
It's not Jackson water, it's
This is,
Bottled.
shipped in.
I'm drinking that
There you
Jackson
go.
water. I've got
Yeah.
confidence in that.
Oh. So budget meeting schedule?
Okay.
That's what we did?
No, the budget committee meeting schedule, this committee, we jumped around on the date based on availability. Some of you, Tuesday is obviously not a good day for you to meet. And I was wondering if you would consider, well, first of all, it is helpful that the budget committee meets after the agenda deadline. That way there are no
Additive.
amendments that show up after you guys have met. And obviously, you want to meet before the council. And I'm hoping that these become even more boring perhaps than they have been. But
What?
meeting regularly is important, I think, because you guys get a chance to hear from us and also get a feeling from what's on your mind sometimes. And so I think it's important that we meet, whether or not there's a lot or a little to talk about. I don't know, the last, I thought, I was talking to Markeisha based on what she knows about different people's schedule. Is the last Thursday, is this a bad day? I know it's agenda review a lot, but is this a bad day to have a meeting, the last Thursday? It is a bad day.
Thursday
It
and
isn't-
Fridays are pretty much my busiest days.
I mean, I can meet obviously anytime, but it would be nice to know that we can pick, this is when we're gonna regularly meet, we can just have it on the calendar.
Yeah, so my Tuesday, starting this year, I got added a 9:30 meeting that's every Tuesday.
What about a Monday?
You could do the last Monday, that will still put it before, after agenda, but before council, right?
Mhm.
We don't, I mean, you guys don't have to make this decision now, but it would be nice if we had a regular schedule of some sort.
Yes,
I make a motion, we do Monday.
yeah.
Last
Works for me.
Monday?
Julie, it work for you?
Fine, and then could it be at 10 o'clock?
Mhm.
set your motion last Monday at 10?
At 10, yes, sir.
Is that good with you, Julie?
I'll make my motion for a third.
Works for me.
So you're looking for a second now, aren't you, Frank?
I
Second.
second it.
All right. Any other discussion about Monday at 10, last Monday at 10? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yay,
We're gonna do better next time, Frank.
we are.
We didn't do very well today.
So, did I have a second?
Yeah, somebody did. Oh, mercy.
Any other business that we need to discuss? So go back to discussing baseball and travel ball.
Right.
Sarah, motion to adjourn?
What?
Did a motion to adjourn?
Yes, did we do that?
Yeah, I think I just made it.
Okay.
And a second,
Second,
we voted.
Okay, excellent,
I was impressed when I saw you walk in.
excellent.
Very good.
Well done.
Enjoyed the time we've had together.